What's the formula? What do the Browns need to do, assuming that they're not going to have a complete roster back, in order to get a win against the Raiders?
Well, as Bisaccia mentioned there, they turned the ball over 5 times. So that's one of the keys to the game. You've got to dig that ball out, and that's where the Miles Garrett's of the world and the Denzel Wards come in. So you've got to get those takeaways and maybe get another score or even 2 on defense. So that's vitally important. And then Nick Chubb and Dearness Johnson, you've got to be able to pound the ball with those guys. This is a time of year where they need to shine. And even though you're not going to have some of your key offensive linemen, perhaps, you still want to be able to, just rumble along down there at First Energy Stadium and get those yards that you need to get in December to win these kind of games and keep Derek Carr off the field.
It seems like the last couple of years under Kevin Stefanski, when the Browns have been up against it, they found a way to come through. I think to the Broncos game, I think to last week's game against the Ravens, I think to the Steelers game that Coach Bisaccia referenced, both of them, the regular season game and the playoff game. Do you get the sense that this team under Kevin Stefanski seems to perform best when it's kind of like, man, how are they going to pull this off?
Yeah, you know what? Yes, in some ways I can say yes to that, but then you look to that Jets game last year where they really needed that game against a Jets team that had won. I don't know if they had only one game or 2 games time Browns with it. They might have only had one point in the season, week 15. But the Browns went there and they had a COVID issue, and they did not have their starting receiving core. They did not have Jed Wills and a few other guys, and they did not rise to the occasion. Now, they didn't have some of the defensive guys that they have now. Will they have them Monday? It's hard to say. But that was a game where they really needed to win it, and they did not come up big. And they were very fortunate, I think, that the Steelers decided to rest their starters in the season finale. Because had they not done that, who knows what would have happened. The Browns only beat the backups by 2 points. So they were very, very fortunate to get into the playoffs last year. So, yes, they've got to come up big in this game, no matter who they have out there, because you don't want to have to count on going to Green Bay now 5 days later only, traveling to Green Bay on Christmas Day with a lot of guys that are going to be, just coming off lists, maybe not feeling 100%. And then going up there and trying to win a game. So you can't afford to lose this one. The Packers game is one that you kind of think maybe if you lose that, you can try to overcome that.
Yeah, fair enough. I valid point with the Jets game. Do you think the Browns potentially use a fullback more to kind of offset anything that might be less than 100% with the offensive line?
You know what? It's hard to say. Maybe that is one way that you could go, because you'll have some healthy fullbacks, and you don't have Kareem Hunt for this game. So yeah, I would think that was one thing that you can do. But they should have 2 really good tight ends back for this game in David Njoku and Harrison Bryant, and I think that's really going to help them again, especially if they don't have their tackles. Well, we know they're not going to have Jack Conklin, but if they don't have Jed Wills and they don't have Wyatt Teller. Some of those kinds of things will help to have a fullback.